Good evening and welcome back to Yellow Jacket Radio. We are here for another season of the 2018 and 2019 school year. Welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody. We have Will Mitchell. Thank you for being here. And
Yes, sir.
tell us more about yourself.
Yes, welcome to YJR. I am your host, Nick Hales, and we have Sean Diaz here, and we have our new fellow friend, Will Mitchum, here joining with us on the show for this year.
What's that necessary?
Now,
It was.
yes, tell us more about yourself, Will Mitchum.
Well, I'm a senior here at Central,
Wow.
like you said. I have my own ministry called 828 Project, and I'll go around interviewing people, sharing their story. So if you have a cool story, text me or email me, and I'll come interview you.
Well, how can they text you if they don't know your number or email?
Well, here's
Well,
my question. 828, how did it come up to your mind to share people's stories? What made you start this journey for you?
Well, it's a funny story, actually. I was going through a lot. I was struggling and just really depressed. And I met a kid in my broadcasting class, and he had a family member that died. And I just remember being able to relate with him. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start something where I can help other people who are going through the same things. So that's what I did. I just started it with one of my friends named Brian Watt, and it's just taken off from there.
And I'll be joining you, Will Mitchum.
Yeah,
I'll be joining
Yes.
there too.
a new crew.
The success of 828, how is it going?
It's going pretty good, actually. I didn't really think anyone would pay attention to it, but I get, texts and emails from people every day asking me to pray for them, asking for advice. And I mean, that means a lot to me.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really cool. That could even turn into a career of yours, just doing that.
That's what I want to do.
That's really cool, man.
This testimonial thing for 828, is this something you inherit from your family, or is this something that is a hidden talent for you?
What you mean?
I think he just started this on his own, out of his
Yeah,
experience in the classroom,
Yeah, I just saw that other people have gone through similar situations as me, and I wanted to find a way to help them and, show them that they're not alone. So I just started on my own.
That's a great way of reaching out to people,
Especially
especially for, reaching out.
how do you begin your stories of telling other people how they tell the way they feel?
How do I begin my story? How do I tell people?
Yeah, your story, how 828 started. Before that, I know you were struggling something inside of you.
Yeah.
What made you go over that limit?
Well, like I said, I was, I made a friend in my broadcasting class, and he lost a family member, and I saw that I could, help him, and I made this video on Instagram, and I posted it, and I just got all this support from people telling me that I should make more videos, and that's what I did. I just started making more videos and made so many amazing friends.
Things that happen out of the blue like that. It's a God thing, that's
Yeah, it
something
is.
that you don't really realize that you're going to be doing until it happens like that, and then
Yeah.
suddenly you're doing it. With me playing guitar, I didn't even really want to learn how to play guitar, but then it just happened, and I learned so fast, and I was like, oh, well, that's what he wants me to do.
Okay, so both of y'all have experience that come naturally to you. It just called for you to do it. It was natural. You felt it was natural for y'all to do this.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. It's God's calling you
Yeah.
to do.
God has a plan for everything.
And he'll
I have a problem. You see, I have
give you the talents and experience for you to follow his will.
Well, I have a hard time knowing God's plan for me. So how do I begin with that?
Well, my advice is start praying.
I want something quicker.
That's what you just gotta do. You just gotta start praying.
You gotta pray and be willing to give it to God, because you don't know where He's gonna send you or what He's gonna call you to do, but you just gotta be willing.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about our senior year. Well, okay, yeah, let's talk about our summers. I guess I'll start off. I was gone for 8 weeks over the summer, just traveling the entire time, living out of 2 suitcases, traveling on my own. And I went to North Carolina, I went to Tennessee, I went to Georgia, and I went to Florida. And I just hung out with family. I went to North Carolina for 5 weeks separately. So I went there for 2 weeks, and then Georgia for 1 week, and then back to North Carolina for 3 weeks. But I just hung out with my family there, and then And then I went to 2 different camps. I went to a Christian music camp and a Christian youth camp. And that music camp really showed me, like I was saying about the guitar, that's what he wanted me to do.
What was the best memory for you?
The best memory for me over summer, probably music camp, because there's like very little students at music camp, so it's like really easy to get to know everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody has the same passion, so you make a lot of friends like instantly. And like I was hanging out with these 4 other girls and during our hang time, and we would just go to the chapel and we would just do like a little worship jam session. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's what I did.
Will, would you like to share something for you did summer?
Sure. So first, I went on a mission trip to Spoo Hill, Mexico, and we built cisterns in the mornings, which is like a way for the locals to get clean drinking water. And then in the evenings, we had a vacation Bible school with the kids. So we did that for about a week, then we came back. And
how do y'all interpret the kids?
We had there's a missionary there who translated for us, and then a few of my friends who went, they could speak Spanish pretty well. I couldn't, but I mean I tried. And then I went to a FCA football camp and filmed with a couple of guys who I worked with last year, and that was great. We had a defensive coordinator from Florida State to come and speak. We had one of their best receivers of all time. He came and spoke because he volunteers for FCA. And then it was just awesome because we saw all these football players come to Christ, and we just saw them change their lives. So it was amazing.
That's awesome.
What was your best memory of the summer?
It's kind of hard because I had so much fun in Mexico. I became attached to the kids just because they didn't have much, but they were so thankful for everything they did have, and it inspired me to be more thankful. And then in FCA camp, seeing the kids just give their lives to Christ was just one of the most amazing experiences, to know that I had something to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was amazing.
Do we get any 828 footage of that?
Yeah, I've made a few videos. Now I'm going to be posting it on YouTube
pretty soon.
Yeah.
All right.
That's really cool. What did you do over the summer?
Well, over the summer,
Sean.
So for 1 month of June, I went to the soccer. I wasn't playing, but I wanted to participate more in the soccer thing because it's going to be my senior year. So I came to the workouts. Mornings was like the weight lifts, and then throughout the day it was like dribbling the ball. And then we had games over the summer. It was Lowndes, Colquitt, Lee. We used to have Aldasa, but then they decided to cancel that game. So during the other games, I helped do some footage for them, and I actually worked the scoreboard over there at the middle school. But most of the time, I taught my cousin. She's in this broadcasting class as well. I taught her to do the scoreboard while I was doing the footage. And that was just for the month of June. Then in July, the first 2 weeks of July, I went to Mexico.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
We actually drove. We did not went on plane.
Oh, wow. How long of a drive was that?
It was 23 hours and 58 minutes.
Wow.
So it's basically like a day.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Where we're from, it's not really that far. It's like right in the central of Mexico, in a state called San Luis Potosí. We drove from, we started off in Coolidge, went to Thomasville, then went to Tallahassee. We entered Interstate 10. The whole Interstate 10 takes you all the way to Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
From Houston, Texas, we went to San Antonio. And all the way down to San Antonio, we went to Laredo, Texas. And now that's where you'll see a sign that says International Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to Aduana. I have a dual citizenship, which means I got it in 2015 in Atlanta, some consulated place where I can get a citizenship of Mexico. So I don't have to pay to get into Mexico. It'd be a lot more easier to get in. So I got my citizenship and we got into Mexico. All we did was pay $200 for the insurance because at Mexico, they must have a copy of your insurance card because that's a big problem over there. If anything that happens to your vehicle or you, all it was is $200 and probably some tax. We drove from Laredo all the way to Monterrey, Mexico. It's a city. The reason why it's called Monterrey is because the city is it's in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really nice place.
That's cool.
And from Monterrey, we went to the state of San Luis Potosí. It's like when you go to another state, it's a sign called "Welcome." There's a sign saying "We're glad Georgia's on your mind," or "Home Sweet Alabama," or the Florida Sunshine State.
Yep.
There's a sign that says "Bienvenidos a San Luis Potosí." It basically means "Welcome to San Luis," and it was an amazing moment because that's where my dad's side and my mom's side family came from. My mom was born in the capital of Mexico, but she was born in the actual place where my family's from. So she was lucky to be born in the capital, being healthy at the time. So when we went to San Luis, we went to a city called Saltillo. We didn't want to go in. We just kind of went around it because we take the highways, because if you take the outside highways, and that's what the bad, you see like bad cartels and all that outside. So we went to the actual highways, like connected to the U.S.
Yeah.
So we went to Saltillo all the way to a place called Rio Verde. Now that's where my family's from. Because when you guys are from Thomasville, you call yourselves Thomasvillians. That's it's like a name for you guys.
I mean, I guess so. I don't.
Yeah.
In Atlanta, they call themselves Atlantans.
Yeah,
maybe.
Sure.
Well, it's basically
I've never
call
heard
yourself
that.
from the city, and then you guys are proud to be Georgians. That's because y'all from the state of Georgia. Whatever. It's like those. It's like those nicknames.
Okay, yeah, we get it. We get it.
Nicknames.
Yeah, I get.
So we went to Rio Verde, and we're from a village called El Jabalí.
Okay.
And this village means a lot to me because it's basically where my ancestry started.
Yeah.
And I went, and there's different villages as well. There's a village called Ojo de Agua Seco, La Mesa del Salto. These three is connected to my family.
Yeah.
La Loma, it's another village. And throughout Mexico, I was walking around on the bike. Is there a comment in there I see?
Ms. Max said, are you a Coolidgian? Since you live in Coolidge and we're Thomasvillians.
I guess so.
Ms. Max also asked, when is the football scrimmage? It is this Friday, I believe. Yeah. And it is not at home. It is in Cairo.
It's at Cairo?
It is at Cairo.
So,
Cairo.
I'm about to be finished with my story.
That is right. Sorry, I just wanted to.
I have a question for you.
Can I finish the story? Yeah. All right, thank you very much. So we basically the whole entire time I went for the first time in my life. I went scuba diving. It was
really that's always
it's really
fun.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love doing that.
This is pouch where you could put it underwater. It's really cheap. It was like 35 pesos. And I thought it was like a cheap knockoff, but that stuff was really working. No water came in. Everything was working. It was clear water, and scuba diving was the amazing part because we didn't went to the actual caves because when you scuba dive, where I'm from, El Jabalí, they have like a lagoon. It's called La Media Luna. It's nicknamed the Middle Moon because it's shaped
like
the Middle Moon. But there's like caves underneath it, so you can go out your scuba dive. Scuba diving was like an amazing time I had. They took videos and pictures. I have them on my phone. I like to share
really
them.
Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I went to the fair. There was a lot of fairs over there.
Fair.
Have you heard of the Rudy Circus in Mexico?
Yes, I heard about it.
It was going on where we were. It was cool.
And it's a thing. There's a rodeos over there is different here in America because a rodeo over there is basically with a dance.
Yeah.
So the afternoon was a bunch of bulls and bull riders riding all day. And the nights when people actually come out, whether with couples, cousins, whatever, they started dancing around where the cows was bull. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of famous groups came in, and I really had an amazing time coming to those jaripels. That's what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And my most favorite moment in Mexico was that I had the opportunity to know more stuff about my family, but talking about like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth generations behind me.
That's really awesome.
And I'm at the point where I'm knowing great grandfathers, great, because they're right there, literally right there for me.
Yeah.
And I just say that I want to thank God for this opportunity that a lot of kids don't have the opportunity to know where their ancestry or their people, where their family came from.
And be there in person to be there.
I was able to be there in person. This is actually my seventh time going to Mexico at the same place.
That's cool.
And
that's awesome.
I'm still wanting to know more behind those generations, what made them come to that place.
Is it quiet there and peaceful?
It's quiet and peaceful, but it's quiet and peaceful. Who is it?
Oh, Miss Maxwell. Miss Maxwell says, learning where you come from is important. We're going to have a whole little mini series of Miss Maxwell says.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was your question?
And also she says, Will keeps looking at me because apparently you keep looking in the camera.
No, it's like The Office. You know, Jim just looks at the camera.
Yeah, and he goes like
doing.
this. He goes like.
So what was your question?
Is it quiet and like peaceful there?
Yeah, it's quiet and peaceful.
If you're quiet, can you
She's
hear
right there.
anything?
Huh?
If you're like really quiet there, can you hear anything?
Oh no, the village is big. It's just people are like people over there. They're really nice people. And
Miss Maxwell, I want to ask you a question. How was your summer? What was your favorite summer memory? Since you're commenting a lot. Anybody who's watching, if you want to comment your favorite summer memory,
go ahead and do it.
Do it. Do that.
So, want to talk about our senior year now?
Coming back to school, that's my fave.
Who said that?
Miss Maxwell.
Christy.
It's actually Mitchell on the computer.
Mitchell.
And Miss Maxwell's just standing there looking at us. So
Wait, is there like, do you like tortillas in Mexico? Is that like a big thing?
what?
Of course. I mean, it's like the main
Alright.
dish.
All right, I was just wondering.
But it's not like
I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah, I get it.
it's not like store bought. They just make it out of hand, like corn grounded.
Yeah.
So let's talk about our senior year. I have big
Miss
plans.
Maxwell says, avoiding Mr. Young is my best memory. The highlight of the summer.
Oh,
That's sad. That's a zinger. On Mr. Young.
There you got Miss Maxwell.
Well, actually, let's talk about our senior year because, like,
running
hey
out of
guys, we're seniors. That's kind of crazy.
2K19.
You know, it was so funny. We were taking pictures for the sports people, and then we got the football players, the band members, and the broadcasting people who were doing SID. Or I mean,
I haven't taken my senior picture.
but so
Have you
we were
taken
out
it?
there in the field the week before school started, and I saw all the seniors getting on the risers to take their senior picture. You know, out of the football players, the band, and the broadcasting. And I look at them and I even say, "Hey, look, there's the seniors," and I don't think anything of it. And so I start talking to somebody else, and Mr. Young looks at me like I'm an idiot, and he's like, "Nick, you're a senior. Go up there." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "You're a senior. Go and take the picture, or go up there for the picture." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm one of those," because I forgot that I was a senior. It's gonna get hard getting. It's gonna get. I'm gonna have to get used to hearing that.
I'm gonna
a
get to
senior.
Will. What's his plans for senior year?
Well,
Graduate, hopefully.
Yeah,
That's
hopefully
everybody.
I would like to graduate. You know,
Yeah, I got
it will
grades.
fly by. Miss Maxwell says, "Yeah, like a blink of an eye. It will be hopefully
This
graduating."
week has been pretty slow though.
I'm his club schedule, so
Yeah.
It's been slow for me at least.
But you know, it'll in a blink of an eye.
So what's your plans for senior year, Nick?
I
know the graduation party and go to college. Like before.
Pretty much, yeah. That's it. Graduate. Do stuff. My plans for senior year is just to
Have fun.
have fun, yeah, and make the most out of it. Basically, really, because this is my last year of high school,
Oh, no, the
and that's
best,
kind of like it's gonna be different, you know, going into college and all that. But seriously, you gotta really soak up everything that's going on, and
Yeah. we gotta enjoy
I
this
make
year.
myself busy, so I'm involved with a lot of things. Like
Yeah.
I'm probably involved with so much stuff this year than I was in my whole education career.
Yeah,
you know?
that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make myself busy for this school year, whatever I can. Is that Miss Maxwell?
Miss Maxwell says it will be gone quicker than Auburn's winning record in football season.
Oh!
Anyways.
Auburn's
Yeah,
gonna
but
win the
I
championship.
after I graduate, I plan on going to some Christian university for music ministry, and I also plan on going to seminary so I can not only lead worship but also teach students.
Yeah.
Kind of want to do both
I know
because
a good college for that.
Yeah.
In Florida.
Florida
Well,
Baptist
Baptist College.
Florida. That's exactly where I'm thinking about going.
That's where I'm going.
That's where Jeremiah went.
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah.
there.
What I planned after graduation, I decided to stay 2 years at the technical college and transfer over there by Georgia State in downtown Atlanta. The only reason why 2
You
years
want to
at
go to
Tech-
downtown Atlanta?
I mean, it's my hometown.
You can get like a moped and just like drive through.
Dude, get a moped.
Oh my God. Okay, everybody. So literally the whole entire day, these two have been bullying me. So
No, we're not bullying him. We're not bullies.
What's a bully?
What?
a bully is when you're trying to tease somebody.
No, that's bully is being mean. We're just teasing you.
Bully me.
We're just teasing you because we love you, Sean.
I'm just joshing around. You know.
We're just joshing. We're joshing you.
Well, what else to talk about?
What do you mean? What do you guys want to do for college? Or you already said.
I planned 2 years at Tech, then
Yeah.
moved 2 years.
Yeah. Hey, Will and I could end up being roommates.
Yeah.
And at Baptist College of Florida.
Y'all going together?
What major do you want to? What do you want to major in?
Ministry studies.
Ministry studies.
Or something like Christian counseling.
Cool.
I
What do you
can't
wanna
sing or play an instrument.
Oh,
I wish I could.
yeah,
The
yeah.
professors there are cool, by the way.
Yeah, they are. They're really cool.
What do you want to major?
Hmm?
What do you want?
Music ministry.
Okay.
Have you toured the school?
No, not yet.
I do
There's
plan
a
to tour.
preview day coming up.
I do plan to
Maybe
tour.
we could go.
I'm going.
Maybe we'll go together.
I plan to tour.
Let's do that.
You know what I want to major?
What?
I want to major in communication.
Oh! The quick announcement. I mean, it's probably like completely last minute. But if you want to be in one act, the one act play for drama, auditions are at 3:30 today. And that's in like 6 minutes. So that's very last minute. I didn't think about announcing it earlier, but 3:30. Miss McMillan's room. And you gotta prepare a 60-minute monologue and stuff like that. And I'm doing it, so wish me luck.
Good luck.
Yep, that'd be good.
So
I didn't really think I was gonna do it, but then Miss McMillan and some other people kind of pressured me into it.
Yeah.
So not really pressured me into it, but kind of. Yeah.
what I plan to major in?
What do you plan to major in?
Communications.
Communications
Minor in
and
journalism.
Minor in
Oh,
journalism.
I see.
So you want to do this?
Yeah.
You want to do Yellow Jacket Radio for the rest of your life?
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
do you want to?
I wouldn't mind.
How long do you want to do it? Just today?
For the rest of my senior year.
Just today?
for my senior year.
Okay.
I do have a dream though. I do plan to be a CNN correspondent.
Atta boy, do Fox News.
Fox News.
CNN.
I mean,
Don't go CNN.
Do
They lie.
ABC.
You want to learn how to lie for a living?
Hey, this
You'll
is
be fibbing.
Will. This is I don't know. This is your first time being a host on the show, but we don't do that kind of stuff here, Will. We don't. We're not. We try not to be biased people. Not biased people, but aggressively biased people.
I was taught that by one of my
philosophy.
You're taught that by one of your teachers.
in this class.
Hey,
Our philosophy,
Mr. Young.
our philosophy in here is to respect other people's opinions.
I respect your opinion.
I know.
Hey,
but
I
it's-
respect a opinion,
I
which
just-
is-
I don't agree with it.
It's
but
just-
I respect it.
I just wanted to do news report.
When is the first football game other than the scrimmage?
Early County? It's early
It's
county.
next Friday.
We'll have to wake up pretty early.
The
to go to
scrimmage is
that
this
game.
Friday. Okay, here's an actual announcement that's not last minute. If you want to go to the scrimmage high school football game for Central, it's gonna be in Cairo High School
I'll be there.
this Friday
I'll be taking
at
pictures. with my fam.
at 7 or something? Is that when it starts?
Sounds good.
Something
The
like
Friday
that?
after next week, make sure you show up at Thomasville.
Thomas.
What is that? Where's that?
Yeah, that's the Thomasville versus
When?
Central game.
When? 2 weeks from now?
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now?
So make sure you show up and support our Yellow Jackets because
We're gonna beat them. Hopefully.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
I'm
because
just gonna say we're gonna take them downtown.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been a great kickoff to our 2018-2019 school year
of
for
season 2.
for Yellow Jacket Radio. I'm very excited to have me and Will hosting the show
Yeah.
for the rest of the year.
I forgot
And
Sean Diaz.
Who's Sean?
who's Sean?
You know, I'm a
Sean-
host. Oh my! Everybody from season 1.
we were
knows about
interviewing
me.
you. You're our interview guest.
We're interviewing him.
You're our
Oh
guest
my
today.
gosh.
I started this.
You started this. You spend the whole.
Sean, you're our guest today. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us.
Forget this. I'm
Will, do you want to say anything?
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Sean, for being here as our first
I will
time
be here on the
guest,
next episode, everybody. They're just
as our
messing
guest
around.
today. Anyways, have a great day, and we will. Our schedule is still Mondays and Wednesdays at 3 o'clock to like roughly 3:30, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's when our shows are, and I'm trying to work on getting music back on our radio station because we used to have music playing, but now we don't.
I like to do something about sponsors.
So yeah, whenever you're listening to, if you're listening on the radio, hopefully we'll have music by next week, playing when we're not doing our show.
Yeah.
But yes, like and subscribe our YouTube channel if you're watching on YouTube Live, and be here Mondays and Wednesdays at 3:00.
And support our Yellow Jackets.
Support our Yellow Jackets. Anyways, thank you very much for watching and listening. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Bye-bye. Y'all some mean people. Hey, but we gotta do